Hi everyone, I'm Miss Amy with the Norcross Library, and this is Junior Scientists. We will be conducting STEAM experiments every second and fourth Tuesday of each month. This will be a great way to learn STEAM-related facts while having fun learning how to conduct experiments at home. But remember to always ask your parents' permission before you do any of the experiments or projects. Now, let's get started. Since it is fall, this week we will be making an experiment using pumpkins. We're going to be making pumpkin volcanoes. This will be another chemistry experiment with a chemical reaction using a base and an acid. Again, a chemical reaction is when a group of substances undergo a chemical change to form a new substance when combined. The materials needed for our pumpkin volcanoes are a pumpkin, a carving tool, baking soda, vinegar, dish soap, optional food coloring, a container to pour, a little spoon to stir, and just a little cup to help scoop out your baking soda. Now again, please be sure you have adult supervision when conducting this experiment, especially since you will be having to carve a pumpkin. Now, the fun thing about this experiment is that you can use pumpkins of any shapes and sizes. Now, I happen to find one that kind of is oblong and a little bit taller, so it looks a little bit more like a volcano. So what I did was I used my pumpkin carving tool. Again, remember, please have adult supervision when you use any sharp tools. And I cut open the top and I stuck my hand in there and I scooped out all of the insides. And the fun thing about this is that you can save the pumpkin seeds and roast them as a delicious, healthy snack for later. So once you've carved the top off of your pumpkin and you scooped out the insides, we're gonna add some baking soda to the inside of our pumpkin. So I have some baking soda. There's really no exact measurement, so this is about 1/4 cup. And here's the baking soda, so I'm just gonna pour about 1/4 cup of baking soda inside my pumpkin. So it looks just like that. Now, what I'm gonna do is, I have a measuring cup, but again, we're not gonna really measure too much. I'm just using it as a container that's gonna allow me to pour it easier. So, let's see. I'll probably use, let's say about 1 cup. If we don't use the whole thing, that's fine, we can save it. And to our vinegar, we are going to add a little bit of dish soap. Again, this is just gonna add kind of bubbles to our lava that's gonna come out of our volcano. And I think I'm gonna add some red food coloring just because I know lava is red, but you can be creative and add any colors you want. You can make your volcano have blue lava or purple or yellow or green. It really doesn't matter. So now we have our vinegar, dish soap, and food coloring. And we have our baking soda inside of our pumpkin. So now let's get ready to make our explosion. Now, before you add your vinegar to your baking soda that's inside your pumpkin, make sure you are in a space that can get messy because this is going to be an erupting volcano and you want to make sure that you have easy cleanup. So I decided to do mine outside and I just put a plastic bag over a table that I had. But you can do it on the ground, you can do it if you have a big bucket or a big tub that you can use, you can do it there as well. But just make sure that you're doing it somewhere that is okay to get messy. So here we go. We have our baking soda inside of our pumpkin, and I'm about to pour our vinegar, dish soap, and food coloring. So let's see what happens. Whoa! What an eruption. That looks so cool. And remember from last time, it's going to continue erupting as long as there's either the vinegar or the baking soda left. So let's see if we add a little bit more. There it goes. It's erupting again. Let's add a little more. And the great thing about this experiment is that you can continue to add more baking soda and more vinegar, and it will continue over and over again. So have fun with it. Now for extra fun, I got another pumpkin and I carved a silly face. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our baking soda inside and again use the vinegar with dish soap and food coloring. And this is gonna be a puking pumpkin. So I just thought that would be so fun and silly as an extra fun idea to do with your pumpkins. So again, I still have some leftover vinegar that we used on the last one, the red food coloring and the dish soap. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more vinegar. And maybe a little bit more dish soap. And this time I think I'm gonna add some blue in there. I'm gonna change the color up a bit. Blue food coloring. And why not? We'll add some green as well. Let's see what kind of color puke we're gonna end up with. My goodness, it's gonna be so silly. Okay, so we've got that. Let's mix it up a little bit. Ooh, it's kind of like an interesting blue color. Blue purple. Okay, so now we're gonna take our baking soda again. And I purposely left some seeds inside. So you can do that just to make it a little bit more gross looking. So I just did, I think I'm gonna end up putting about a half a cup of baking soda. You can use as much or as little as you want. Again, this is like your experiment, so feel free to play with it. Okay, so now let's see what happens. Oh my goodness. Oh, our pumpkin is puking. And it's always fun to raise it up a little bit so that you could just see it coming out of the mouth. This is a really fun and silly experiment to do, but you're having fun and doing science at the same time and making a mess. What more fun is there? That is so funny. Now to explain a little bit about the chemistry that's happening. The baking soda is a base and the vinegar is an acid. And when they combine, a chemical reaction takes place and a gas is produced. The gas is carbon dioxide, which fizzes and bubbles. And as these bubbles rise to escape the mixture, they make the entire solution erupt like puke or like a volcano. The addition of the liquid dish soap makes the solution more bubbly and frothy, and it makes the reaction happen a little bit slower and last a little bit longer. Feel free to use pumpkins of different sizes, or maybe try it with something other than a pumpkin, like an apple, or an orange, or even an acorn squash. As long as you can make some space inside of your item to add the ingredients, it will work. So be as creative as you'd like. I hope you've enjoyed yourself this week, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.